Guys, what's up? If you saw social medias, I've said that I was doing this, but I am going live right now. I have to drive my MRI by myself. I don't have to. One of my neighbors offered a couple days ago to go with me, and that was super cool. This is just kind of how I wanted to do it. Christy's really who I'd love to go with, but that doesn't fit into our life as much as I'd like to, and it doesn't matter. I'm feeling really good. MRI, and I know no one's online yet. That's okay. Oh, hey, Kendra, what's going on? You guys are always so quick to jump online. Thank you so much. Hey, listen to this. Yeah! How can you not be stoked if that's going on? Okay. You know what? I may be able to get away without that light. Let's see. It'll be easier to drive. That's important, right? Yeah, it does sound great. I'm super stoked on it. Okay, I did the math today. Thank you for hanging out with me, by the way. Going to MRIs is not my favorite, as one would imagine, right? So I did the, sorry about that. I think my phone dropped for a second because it was getting off the Wi-Fi at the house. The 5.3 LS engine that's in there now puts out 300 horsepower. Stop that. 300 horsepower. So we have effectively added 50% more horsepower, or 100. And in 8 days, on the 8th, 9th, and 10th, my friends from Phoenix, the same ones that helped me put the engine, we're going to Phoenix again, this time with Shane and all these cool people from Crower, and we are putting in a new camshaft that they made specifically for the Punish Stang, along with AFR heads that got donated by AFR, and like, oh dude, everything has been donated by all these companies. It's just crazy. And we are going to add another 100 horsepower. It's going to be a 400 horsepower monster, and rightfully concerned that I now have a lot of power and really sketchy brakes. We are also doing a 4-wheel disc brake conversion because we got a disc brake sponsor. Super cool. You don't have anybody coming to the MRI, but thank you for offering. That is so nice. Yeah, that's super cool. It's a weird balance because I want to, like, I don't know, like, you know, there's a limited amount of peopling I can do, and I just want to go in rested. I don't know, like, peopling energizes me so much, like hanging out with people does, so I'm tempted to do that. But in this case, I decided to go by myself. I kind of like the late MRIs like this. They're not so bad. The drive isn't as crazy, and then you know, there's no traffic or anything like that, and then it's pretty chill. Like, it's no spa, but like, depending on where I get it, it has varying amounts of like comfort. But you get like a changing room, and they give you different stuff. One place made me wear my own shorts. That was cool. One place gave me like hospital shorts. They were like hospital dresses but shorts. Very cool. And then another place had like, just, well, usually it's just gowns, but sometimes they have really nice changing rooms. I believe this is the one that has like a private room with like your own little TV and stuff, which is hilarious. But whatever, you change, and then there's like these special lockers that you have to lock all your stuff in. So, because they have to make sure that you have like no metal in or on your body. In fact, you have to do this like really long questionnaire every time, and they take it super seriously, asking about metal in or on your body. And it's funny because it's the same questions every time, so even if you've had to answer that question before, like, is there metal in your head? Check, yes. They put little things, screws and stuff to hold my brain back together or the skull back together rather, when they put it back together. So yes, I have that, but, what is that? Go away. Okay. Yeah! Sorry, I got lost for a second. This had fallen out of the holder. Okay, I gotta say, I've now been rocking with no hood for a little bit, if you guys have been watching my Instagram or even just seen it running around town. And I kind of like it. Initially, it was like, let's get this thing back in the, you know, in the engine bay and get the hood back on. That was the original goal, but honestly, I might leave it like this because it's so fun. Like, this person over here is just eyeing me like nonstop. Everywhere I go, people are like, that's awesome, what's in it? And like, I drove this car every day for like the last year. And, you know, I talked to people about it. It was cool. But, like, now it just, yeah, it looks like it is, you know. It's as fast as it looks. And so everybody wants to know about it. And it's just a fun story. I get to share the awesome story and show them the signature panel. All my buddies, everybody who works on the car, signs the door panel. And so that door panel has all of the signatures of everybody who's worked on the car. Super stoked on that. Okay. trying to drive here. I know I was saying something, but basically you wait in a room. Oh yeah, then you fill out the questionnaire, and it's funny because it asks the same question. So like, I answer, yes, I have metal in my brain or whatever, and then we go over, yes, it's stainless surgical or whatever it is, titanium. And so we do that. Then there's all these hilarious questions of ways you could have metal in your body that you wouldn't know, like all these implants that like, I didn't know that was a thing. And I asked them once, I was like, do people check that box? And they're like, yeah, you'd be surprised. So people get some interesting metal in their bodies. I think that was pretty interesting. Anyway, you do all that, and there's a locker and all that stuff, and they, you know, you can't have your phone or any of that stuff. And then you go, I'm just telling you what an MRI is like, basically, at this point. Thank you guys for just listening to me emote a little bit. It really does help me to just be able to vlog and kind of process this out loud. I've always been an out loud processor. Jim, what's up, buddy? Look at this, I'm at a good place to stop. I can read that. Nope, I'm not. I'm at a four-way stop, but there's a person, so can't just hang out at a four-way stop. Earlier today, going through this very four-way stop, I almost got hit because someone thought it was a three-way stop and they should just keep going, and they shouldn't have. But it was good times. I gave him one of these. Yeah, good stuff. I don't have a horn, by the way. So I basically always keep one hand on the shifter and just, I'm ready to just throttle it up as need be. That's how I say hello to people. Sorry, I gotta keep adjusting this. We're shaking around a lot. It's kind of a little bit of off-roading on the way out of IB. Okay, there we go. See that? It's like bounce, bounce, bounce. A funny thing about the car now is that I have a major torque leak out the back rear tire. If you give it more than like 20% throttle at anything under, say, like 30 miles an hour, it just lights up one tire, like just, okay, I guess we're doing a rolling burnout. So I'm learning how to drive it real gingerly, but we gotta lock that diff because it sends all the torque out one wheel. It's super funny. So if you saw my race, you know why I burned one tire down an eighth mile of the track, but good stuff. Okay, let's check this out. I got a second. You were blessed by Jackie. Jim, what's up? Being able to help you, and she always wanted to. Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, that's so cool. It really does help to have like your caretaker and your ones with you on these things. Yeah, car does sound great. Yeah, it is. We're having so much fun. I cannot believe where it's headed. It's just craziness. I'm so stoked on it. Yeah, Spider Garage, what's up? Ken, how's it going, man? Stoked to see you, dude. So, how do I get that to go away? Okay. Yeah, it is. Jim, you're right. It's nice to have people around. And I'm so blessed that, like, Imperial Beach Hottie was here for me every MRI for, like, 2 years. Like, when we were homeschooling, we just made our whole life around my medical schedule. And that was when I really wasn't able to participate in life at all. Thank God, I really am, improving. I really am getting better. It's so rad. Like, we're really stoked that, like, the healing we're praying for isn't just an MRI to show a picture that looks different. I want the healing where my life looks better, and it is, which is super cool. So huge thanks to Dr. David at Cognition Ignition, because I really believe that therapy has healed me a lot, and really just got me on the path to continuing to heal. And so I'm stoked on that. I hope that you guys can hear me. I'm using a microphone. Someone, actually, AutoRestomod, thanks Jeff if you watch this, sent me this awesome microphone, and I've never had a chance to use it because I kind of just have been filming things a little bit differently lately. And so we'll see, because the Punish thing gets real loud, and not just because of that, but also because I have no windows. So I'll talk loud and I'll follow the GPS and get going. Tell me if you can hear me or not. Oh, it's working great. Yay! That makes me really happy. I'm super stoked on that. So funny things about the Punish thing. Hilarious. Like, I'll tell you the things that are different now that it's LS powered. One, okay, when we fuel injected with the Phytech unit, when we fuel injected the 289, it made it more reliable. Like, it would start. It was not a turnkey operation. Like, there was a lot of gas pumping and starting and figuring it out, but it would start every time, which was different than the carburetor, which, you know, sometimes just wouldn't even do it. So it worked better. But the LS, dude, like, you just turn the key and it starts every single time. So that's nice, because you don't spend 5 minutes. You don't spend 3 or 4 minutes jiggling around and messing around and getting frustrated and getting stressed. That's helpful for me. You guys know how stress is. I can only have 1 or 2 appointments a day just because having to get to a thing at a time, even that little bit of stress is enough to cause a lot of anxiety and seizures, essentially. So I take it pretty easy on stuff like that, and it's nice to have the car just start right up. So there's one thing, okay? Another thing is I mentioned the power to brake ratio is way off. So we're at like around 300 horsepower, 340 pound-feet of torque. We'll find out on the dyno this next weekend, not tomorrow, but the weekend after. We're gonna dyno it, then we're gonna put in the cam, we're gonna put in the heads, we're gonna do the 4-wheel disc brakes, we're gonna do the diff and all that stuff, dyno it again, and if there's time, we're gonna be racing on the 10th in Phoenix. What? Yeah, so that's all happening. Spoiler alert, that's Punish Dang 3.0 very soon, the 8th, 9th, and 10th in Phoenix. But we'll be doing the brakes, which is good. You should be relieved because they're really sketchy right now. They work fine. It's just that like it's real squirrely when you hit the brakes, and they're manual, so you got to really stand on them, and they wiggle around a lot. So yeah, but the steering is way better. Shockingly, and I don't understand why. Putting an LS motor also fixed the steering. On the way to Phoenix, it was so darty. It was like anything over like 70 and the speed limit is 75, so not driving crazy. It'd just get real darty, like left, right, like you had to, there's a little slop in the steering, but like it would send the tires everywhere. So you'd have to like 100% pay attention, which was super funny the first year we drove it because we had no windows in the back, only a windshield. It was raining like crazy, and we're just like, it was like you'd get so exhausted. You had to take a break and like switch drivers every 90 minutes just because the amount of attention it took to drive was too much. So I apologize, I'm not reading much while I do this, but I mean, let's stay alive, right? I think that's part of why you guys are here, is to see me stay alive. So anyways, on the way there it was like that, and on the way back it was magically fine. Like there's no way you could have one-handed this for very long and you would never do this. I'm doing this and we're fine. I'm watching carefully and we're fine. Like totally good. So it tracks straight now, unless you touch the brakes, and then it likes to wiggle waggle. So it was worse though when I blew the power steering line out. So we had to, and this may be why it steers better, is like there's a high pressure and a low pressure system between the Ford and the Chevy. We had to cut the line and weld it very carefully to maintain pressure. Amos Garcia is unbelievable. He was one of the dudes on our 3K Hoopty challenge. Like let's make a wish Matt's life and swap the Mustang. He did like 40 hours of work in like 15 hours. He was crazy. He did so much stuff. Thank you, Amos. I love you, dude. And he welded that thing, and it was like when a couple days later after getting home, it blew out, like huge power steering explosion, smoke, all that stuff. And I lost brakes on the left side because the line shot brake fluid all over the drum. So I just lost all brakes on the left side. So it's super funny because I had no power steering, which in a car like this, it's really heavy. You got to work out really hard. That's okay because I'm very strong. But you got to work really hard. Which is fine if you're ready for it. But at any time you have to step on the brakes and it actively tries to kill you by turning 9 degrees to the right, and you have to like fight it. It was an interesting couple of days. Thankfully, Chris, my buddy from the the guys that are just making my life amazing right now, he called a dude in San Diego. They custom made the line for me. I wasn't able to pick it up because I wasn't doing real well at the time, emotionally and physically, brain-wise, otherwise. And so my buddy Doug and his dad, who's also my buddy, his dad's so cool. They had our family over for Thanksgiving one year when we were on the boat. Or no, I think we'd gotten the house, but it was brand new and it was a disaster. We were renovating. I'm like gonna cry. They invited us over for dinner and like shared their family with us. It was amazing, and that's a fun memory. I get really emotional when I have these memories because my brain, the way it works is like the memories are in there, but the finder is broken. So like, that's why I can't ever remember anything, and I have to be reminded. But once I'm reminded, it all comes back at once. At the State of the City address, which I got to speak. What? I got to not only speak, but pray in front of the whole city. It was awesome. You can see that video. All right, we're back, maybe. So I gotta drive for a second. Are we back? We're back, yay! Thanks guys, sorry about that. So, I saw this woman at the State of the City and instantly all this within me and her, I knew that I knew her and immediately hugged her and was so excited. You know, was very friendly, but I also a little bit nervous because not about hugging her, but I'm nervous that I couldn't remember who she was. So I knew her, but I didn't know how, and that happens a lot. Like, someone is familiar to me, but I don't know how or when or where, and that's mostly true. It's always true. It's more some than others, but yeah, I'd say it's more true with people pre-craniotomy, but it's still true of all people. Obsessed over trying to figure it out. So I can't figure it out, but a lot of times I'll ask people. A lot of you have been with me when I've been like, hey, so do I know you, or like, do you know me from online? And they just have to remind me, and then I know. And so later, neighbor, another pretty short-haired blonde lady, and she waved, and I had in between those times I thought, I think that was my neighbor. That's cool. Maybe she was excited to see me there. But I was like, seeing her out front was like, well, that wasn't the same like level of excitement, so it must not have been her. And then my friend Katie was on the Facebook and said, hey, it was so good to see you at the State of the City. And I was like, oh, that's great. I'm glad you got to be there. And I had spoken on the stage, so I didn't know that she meant speaking to me. And then I thought, maybe that's her. And like all of a sudden, I remembered the lady's smile, and I remembered her smile. And it was like, I think that is her. So I double checked. And Katie, it was you. So that made me super happy. So that's the way my brain is. I don't know how we got onto that topic, but back to the punish stang and the things that it does. Now that it's LS swapped, the thing that it does is it's like a really very hands-on and tactile driving experience. You get to use your senses. You have to because there's no working gauges. Yay! So. Yeah, it's actually not that complicated of a thing. Because it's a new enough car that has an OBD2, which is the thing that like throws codes, and the mechanics can hook a computer up to and find out what's going on with your car. Well, that's running all the time, and it's hooked up to the computer in your car if your car's 2006 or newer. Well, it's cool, like how fast you're going, what the water temperature is, all the things so it's pretty easy to get gauges in a Bluetooth OBD2 thing. So it like basically beams it to a screen, so you can have your phone like I've got it now, where it's got your speedometer and all that junk on it, or you can get like a dedicated tablet. So my hope is to find an inexpensive used tablet and mount it and just have it run like that. So that's the goal. But right now I just guess how fast I'm going and guess other things, like is it hot or cold, the temperature, I don't know. We have a fan. It's not an ideal fan. I found that out like a month later. The guy's like, I'm surprised we haven't had overheating issues. And I was like, am I supposed to be watching for overheating issues? Like, I had no idea. It was funny. We have a fan, but it's a junkyard fan, but it's not an amazing one. Not very powerful, and it's a pushing fan, not a pulling fan. It's not pulling through the transmission cooler. But the boys scored at the junkyard a sick 2-speed fan off of like a Taurus or some other Ford, but it's a fan, and it fits like the Mustang radiator perfectly. So we're getting really good suction, we're getting really good cooling, which is cool. Again, I don't need that because I don't have the hood, and no hood life is pretty fun. I recommend it. It's good times. Okay, so I'm still live, and I'm curious how you guys are doing. What is going on with you? So if you comment, give me stuff to talk about, I would feel good about that. So I'm enjoying the opportunity to talk a little bit. Cool fact, I made this hat. I'm glad I don't make hats much anymore, because I was overdoing it on the hats. That was a coping thing when I got sick. I spent like a year basically banished to a mobility scooter and a blankie and crocheting. I was just so freaked out by the world, and I was like, I could do that and get zoned in. And so I made like non-stop hats. I eventually made this ridiculous blanket, and it's kind of cool that I have those things, but like I've been very intentional not to start crocheting again because I don't want to get all like manic about it, and like there's other things to do with my life, like tell my story and go live my life. So I'm happy that I'm doing that. All right, we're gonna be there right on time at 8:30. That's good. That's good. Also, I'll just check in. I'm glad I did this video while I was driving then, because I thought about trying to do it real quick when I got there, but I wouldn't have had time, and I just wanted to kind of feel good going in. So that's the goal. Okay, there's a lot of fun things going on. So we're doing the Punish Stang build in a weekend, okay? Oh, thanks. And then after that, we're going to, well, I get to go the next thing that's happening for me is I get to go on a TV show. I don't have all the details for that, but there's a web show that basically cast us to take a car to a secret location, do a swap, do some suspension, do some really cool car stuff. And we're driving an old car there, and we're driving a hot rod back. Basically what we just did with the Mustang, only a little slower because it's just me and a dude, and I won't stay the whole time. I'll fly back. I'm gonna go, come back, and then I'll fly out and come back again. And that's April. So it's like March we do this, and then April we do that, just in time to come back for the LS Fest West. So if you don't know what LS Fest is, you need to go look it up, like as soon as we're done. But basically, it's basically like a really, it's a party for people who have this engine. It doesn't matter if it came in your car or didn't come in your car and you this car. And it's just a bunch of hot rodders who put these in, or put them in just so they could go to this event. A lot of people do it just to go to this event. And then there's like burnout contests and drifting and like a skid pad and drag racing and like there's everything. And so there's autocross. And so it's just like a playground for cars and a car show and all these things. And so we're going to be taking this car there with all of my buddies and their LS swapped cars, because the reason they were able to do this in 26 hours is because they've done this to a bunch of their cars. And so I cannot wait to hang out with you guys in 8 days, and then we're all going to go to LS West Fest, and it's going to be ridiculous. And I should point out that I'm stoked for the road trip to Punish Stang 3.0, because I'm bringing, well, 2 kids. I don't think we've settled on which kid is coming with me or which kids, but that's going to be fun. It's always about the father-son memories, right? Or father-daughters, but I think in this case it'll be sons. And I'm also going to be road tripping with Shane from Crower. And so Shane Polito, he's got a slant 6 dart that is way more than meets the eye. It's really cool. And we're going to be road tripping together, just full roadkill style, all the way to Phoenix. We got to get the diff from Tucson to Phoenix, because it's still on a trailer with my engine. We just dumped it on a trailer. My brother brought it to his house, and I believe it's still sitting on the trailer. But we need the diff, because we're going to swap out and lock that diff when we put on the brakes. So I need that diff, and we got to pick it up. It's in Tucson. So we might go pick it up. That'd be funny because, you know, you saw the episode. It ends up strapped to the back of the car, and then we have to take it off to get gas every time. But I don't need to get gas in between Tucson and Phoenix, so we could strap it on and make it. Or it's possible that Amos will pick it up. He lives in Tucson. He's going. So we'll see what happens. But exciting stuff. I have to kind of watch the GPS because it won't tell me. I can't hear it in the car because you can't hear anything. Except you can hear me because of my awesome mic. I'm stoked on this microphone. I'm glad that it works. It makes me happy. Let's see what you guys say. Full exercise regimen, yes. Skiing, nice. Surfing, yeah, not so far away. Dude, good. Jim just had some health stuff as well, and his daughter is helping him. He's recovering, and I'm super stoked on that. Jim, I'm stoked that you're doing well, man. Really, really glad to hear that. I'm going to be up in your neck of the woods. I'll be in Encinitas again on Friday for my cognitive therapy, and I'm stoked I'm actually going to be hanging out with a friend from Instagram. I'm live again. Okay, so I'm going to have lunch with my buddy up in Encinitas, and it's good because I've been starting to dread going to my Cognition Ignition a little bit, and it's only because it's so tiring and I get so fatigued. Now that results in amazing life, but when life is full, and as we've been adding new things to my life every other day or so, because I'm doing more stuff, I just am often more fatigued. So the idea of getting in the car and driving real far to do something that's going to exhaust me and then come back is just like, I haven't been as stoked about it as I usually am, because it's like, I love it, and I do love it, but part of it's that I had gone, and one day I was just so brain fogged, where I was just dumb as a rock, and the first one, I just stared at for like 3 minutes. Just couldn't even do like a single problem or line. I was so stuck, and I just like, my brain was overheating for a few minutes before we backed off and did some other ones. And so that was good. It's like, that's when the work is happening, is when you're working through it. But anyways, last time was great. I'm stoked to go tomorrow, and I'm stoked to have like a thing to look forward to in that. So excited about that. We're headed past La Jolla right now, which is cool. La Jolla is where I have my brain tumor support group. Yay, that makes me happy. All right, 1.1 miles. So, hop on over. All right, exit 29. See what that is. So we're getting close. Okay, that's May. Okay, so May we have the LS Fest West. In June, we have the Power Tour. Yes! And that's how all this started, by the way. All I wanted was a 5-speed, which I already had, so that I could go to the Power Tour with a overdrive. And now I have an overdrive, and I will have 200 or more horsepower, 4-wheel disc brakes, and like the things that make me so happy. I'm so stoked. So it's very exciting. 0.3 miles, so yes. Stand by, everybody. We are exiting the freeway. This vlogging thing is working real good. That's real cool. All right, am I going to turn left or right? Tell me, please. Okay, to the right. Not you guys. All right, I'm familiar-ish with this. Now, see, driving is another one of those, like, it's so cool living in 2019, you guys. Like, because it's kind of like dementia in the, like, the foggy brainness and the forgetfulness and, like, the getting confused and all that stuff. So, you know how it is, like, when people start getting older and they start getting lost or like just driving around and like, well, what keeps me from doing that is having the phone and knowing where I'm going and stuff like that. So it's nice that I live in 2019 where I get confused and stuck and lost, but I can just look at what am I supposed to do. Oh, this is exciting. Something that is definitely happening, again, evidence that I am getting better. People have always suggested, like, well, why don't you write stuff down? Which is a great suggestion, except for that, like, later when you read it and you don't understand what it means, you know, because you don't have the memories around it, it's not that useful, and it's very fatiguing to read and write. But I'm getting to a place now where I'm starting to take notes. Like, we go over the family, like, calendar every week, but I still have to ask the night before and then the morning of, and then I still usually drop the ball a couple times. And, you know, it's in the calendar and it's in places, but it's just not that easy for me. So I'm getting to a place where I'm taking notes every day, and it's working out. Like, today I didn't miss anything, and that's super cool. And I looked at it a few times. Like, when I got stuck, I remembered to look, and then when I looked, I knew what it meant. So that's super cool. Part of it's, you know, I'm doing it a little bit different in a way that fits me, but that really only works because I've been finding things that work for me, and that didn't used to happen. So I'm stoked on that. I hope you guys are too. Okay, we're getting close. Exciting. Woo, an MRI. Good stuff. So June, the Power Tour, and what that is 7 events in 6 states. It's one of those. It's like all over the place. You drive thousands of miles, and it's all on like the eastern Midwest part of the country. So like, I'm going to be putting thousands of miles on this car with 2 kids, and I'll probably bring a chaperone. I usually do when I do stuff like that, just to make sure I'm okay and they're okay. But that's the plan. Okay, hang on. I got to figure this out a little bit. Visitor parking. Okay. See, it's a little bit confusing because, yeah, that's the room. I used to get so freaked out. Like, twice I was in tears when I was doing this because I didn't know you had to pay for parking. And then, like, I didn't have money and was super freaked out. But I have money today. I think it's like $4. I'm prepared, so I'm gonna do this time and save the drama of trying to get stressed out looking for spots that don't exist. It's near a college campus, so you know how colleges are. They don't allow parking because they want to charge you $1 bajillion. Books and parking are some of the schemes that colleges use to milk every dollar out of every person. That looks like a nice spot. But what does it say? Reserved. Additional visitor parking. Oh, ER reserved. Okay. Motorcycle. Permit required. I do like parking in parking garages, not so much the parking as much as the looking awesome in a parking garage. All cars look good in parking garages. All right. And they sound good too. My bad, guys. I set off like 3 car alarms. Oh shoot. Good thing I'm not freaking out. My brain does not do well with noises, but that's gonna be the new thing. That's pretty awesome. Good. All right, is anybody online with me now? Yes, good, because I'm gonna need your help. I have to remember the number of this parking stall so that I can pay for it. How do I turn this off? Okay. Oh! Dude, so many alarms. That's super funny. Yes, let me read comments real quick because I got a second. Yeah, I will stay stoked. Ben, what's up, buddy? Ben got me the bracket that's going to relocate the alternator. Hey, I'm glad I just looked, because when I looked to see where the alternator bracket will go, or rather where I'm looking at the alternator right now, I noticed my headlights were on. All right, the alarms went off. That's super fun, dude. That's even better than tunnel poles. Dude, that's awesome. I need a parking garage. That'd be awesome. Yeah, that'd be really cool if somebody had a parking garage and ran it like the donut garage. Just let people come hoon there. It'd be sick. Okay, what time is it? 8:32. I got to get into the MRI, so I'm just going to bring you guys real quick. Yeah, that was so fun, right? That's definitely going to be a new thing. Okay, I'm going to unplug my mic. Sorry, guys, I'm going to... behind the scenes stuff here. Unplug my phone. Turn that in. Can everybody still hear me? Okay. All right. Unplugged the heater. And things are locked. Check this out. Everybody loves seeing this, right? What? Suicide doors! Oop. Okay. Oh, I didn't even wear my gloves. I normally drive with gloves on. Nice. It wasn't cold. You guys warmed my heart and my soak. Okay, I'm gonna take off the microphone. Sorry, I don't know if there's a way to pause these. That'd be kind of cool. For at least for later viewing. You guys are hanging out with me now. Okay, so here's my number. It's backwards for you maybe, but it says 1679. That's cool. Oh, my parking is horrible. I'm on the line. I'm on the line. No, we'll leave it. Okay, I need my stuff. I bring my things. I'm working on an art project. I'm super stoked on it. It's I should post it to just my stories. I don't like to post art before it's done, but I'm working on a Punish Dang 2.0 logo. And it's rad. It's just a caricature of the Punish Dang being awesome. Yay, there's my water. That's what I was looking for. And it's empty. That sucks. Okay, maybe they have water in there. Alright, 1679, right? Yeah. Okay, I'm reading comments now. Yay! Car alarms, dude. It's so great. Makes me so happy. Yeah, did you lose me? I'm in the middle of a parking structure. And I went back and forth a little bit with Stiff. Oh, well, yeah, I should have. I didn't take a picture, and I already forgot the number. 16 something. I hope you guys were remembering. Okay. Oh, yeah, 1679. Thank you. Oh, yeah, you guys could just comment it, and then I will. Yeah, funny. I knew that you could, but I guess I could have just had to do that at the beginning. Oh, well. Dropped your work. Oh, no, dropped the work truck keys down a storm drain a couple weeks ago. That sucks. Was it raining at the time? That would be even worse. How do you, I think maybe you pay over here. The first time when I had no money and I had already checked for all the spots, I had to just park and like just pray that nothing happened. And I came back and it was still here and I was so stuck. Yeah, anyways, I felt bad too, like, because that's not me at all. But I didn't know what else to do. Okay, here we are. So I probably can't read, and I know I can't read and do this, so reading comprehension's a thing for me. There we go. Okay, credit debit card. This is the one for stuff like this. More evidence of lifing well. I'm now actually like, I kind of know what's going on with our finances in our life a little bit. Like I'm with it enough that I can understand, and we have like a weekly meeting now and talk about where we're at every week. It's super cool. Okay, but what do I do? Press OK to continue. Stall number, comment. I think it was 1679. I'd love it if that. Yes! Yes. OK to continue. Yeah. I know, that's fine. Oh, you have to push the number? Yeah, it better not be more than 4 hours. No, I don't. Department code, what is that? Yay! I did insert the card. Did take it out and put it back? No, it says remove, but I removed it and then it said remove. I think it's backwards. Let's put it in. Validating! Aha! Yes. Card is authorized. Okay, I have a receipt. Oh, display ticket in the dash. For 24 hours. I didn't know that. That's funny. Every time I've been here, I didn't do that. Now we kind of got to move because I think it starts. I'm lost. Maybe this way? Yeah. Okay. See how my stress starts building as I get closer to a thing? Like I'm so aware right now that it's 8:34 or something like that. Okay. We're gonna go fast. Okay. Thank you guys for your help with the spot. That was super cool. Thank you, 1679. Yes. You fished them out with a magnet and some rope. Rad, good. I'm glad it wasn't raining. That's the worst. Once I dropped my keys in the door of the punish stang, like, because there's no glass, and it just went down like into the door panel, and it was like, no, I could see them, but like I had just finished putting in door panels, so I couldn't just like reach through the door, because of course the door was a skeleton for many years. Okay. I hope no like, oh never mind, that wouldn't even work. There we go, hang on. Hey, it's worth showing you real quick. Check out my dash. Saji and I made that. It's so rad. That's aluminum roof flashing, and we worked really hard to fabricate that and rivet it all throughout. That was one of those like ridiculous, get the punish stang ready for zip tie drags with things that don't matter. Because I am an artist and love to make things look cool. Anyway, we did. Yeah, it's really rad, right? So I got those keys out with also a magnet. Yeah, it worked out really good. And I've almost done it a few times since too, because it seems like a lot of times when I get out of the car, I like reach my, muscle cars, you always have your arm out the window, and just when you're getting out and fiddling around or whatever, I have the keys in my hand, and I've dropped them a few times. So it happens, but I haven't dropped them in the panel in that one time. All right, we're getting close. We'll see what happens when I take naps. Obviously, sleep is good for you, but thing is, when the house is quiet and like 100% silent quiet, like in the middle of the night, if I'm awake, my brain's like, whoa, like, because there's, it's not filtering out, it's spending all of its energy filtering out everything so it can think or try to think. So I can be real productive in the middle of the night. But I can also be a little like manic about it and stay up all night and sometimes I have insomnia and then I just put it to use. But other times, I just, whatever. So we'll see. Taking naps sometimes gives me insomnia. Sometimes I can put that to good use and make videos and stuff. We'll see. That would be great. But I'd rather I got sleep because, not getting enough sleep it definitely results in more seizures. I'm tracking all that stuff now. It's fun. I'm like tracking all of the all the things that might Um, shoot, I'm all walking confidently. I don't actually remember where it is. Okay, it's a little tricky because like I go to so many appointments for so many things, and they're in so many places, and then we got the kids and they've got their things. I think it's that building right over there. But I do know that they give you lots of time here because again, it just does. It's like the MRI itself is at 9, or I think it was at 9:15. Check in super early because they give you time to change and stuff like that. But you don't need to do very much to change. It is winter though, so I'm wearing more layers than normal. This is the first winter I can remember where I wore pants like the whole time. It's been a very Arctic winter in San Diego. I know you guys are all over the place, so it's probably cold where you are too. Ben, you're on like the East Coast, right? Really far away. Did you see though? We ended up getting that ticket for John. I'm super stoked he's gonna make it. That's so cool. Yeah, I'm just so stoked on that. So radness. Yeah, I hope that we get you to some of these things too, Ben. But either way, I'm gonna see you at Power Tour. Super, super rad. Okay, we're getting close. Thank you guys for hanging out with me to the end. Triggers, yeah, that is it. That's exactly what it is. Triggers, yeah. Yup, those are real. The good thing is when you identify them though, right? Because then you can kind of like be more wary of them and careful about what you expose yourself to. But then also it helps me to realize that triggered this. Because when you're just having responses, it's really, you're just dealing with the fight or flight and all that. It helps for me to know like, oh, well, this happened that made that happen. Because then you can have strategies and stuff, or I try. Okay, I just don't know. Maybe. Advanced imaging, that sounds promising. That sounds very promising. Oh, I saw a comment. It flew by. He keeps track of his triggers for migraines. That's smart. That's super smart. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'm tracking all my diet stuff. I'm tracking my sleep. I'm tracking how many things I do in a day. There's lots of different things that I think affect it. Yes. Look. I found it. That's so cool. Okay, well, I'm here. It's 8:43, so I'm going to check in. You guys, seriously, thanks for hanging out with me. If you watch this later, dude, you're a hero. Thank you for doing that. And again, you can always comment and stuff because I really do, this is the way I people. So it's real to me, and it's real to you guys too, I know, because I keep getting the chance to meet and hang out with you guys. So thank you for being my friends. Thank you for being with me in this. Yeah, dude. Yes, Drew, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Oh, I'm stoked to see you on here. That's cool. Okay, anyways, I got to stop this, which always gets a little bit interesting as I try to remember how to do it. It's funny because it stops itself all the time when you don't want it to, right? Maybe this.